Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? Welcome to your Little Sips Mini Love Tarot reading. I'm the Intuitive Teacup. Happy to have you guys here. Your timestamps are right down below, so you can hop right to your individual reading, or you can stick around for all three. So I hope this video finds you well. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday to all the Capricorns. And we're gonna actually let's start with Capricorn, because I said that it felt like it was supposed to be. So we'll go backwards. We're going to do Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, timestamps below. So let's, okay. Yeah, Capricorn definitely wants to go first. Wheel of Fortune. Let's talk about that. So good news is circling in. Something's coming back from the dead. Not literally, but more than likely, because this is a relationships and love reading, someone from your past is returning. Could be a Leo or a Virgo or an Aquarius, Scorpio. Let's see, Four of Wands. So yeah, there was, okay, this feels very karmic. It was destined to be and destined to end, and more than likely this is something that karmically, or I don't want to say karmically, but it comes back around again because you guys were meant to separate to do a lot of growing and changing on your own. It comes back again after a very long, it could have been brutal, excruciating ending, or just something that was really disappointing. It was really painful, almost like you felt like you had to let something go, even though you had great love and affection for this person. It absolutely was twin flamey, but this actually feels like soulmate type energy. But there was something valuable for you to learn by distancing yourself from this person. And then, if the feeling is mutual and you both truly want this to come back together again, I very likely see that happening, especially with your Gemini. Your person may have struggled with anxiety or depression of some kind, and I'm not sure if that was a part of what led to the downfall of a relationship. Is somebody maybe had to seek help or counseling for for whatever they were dealing with. It wasn't your job to rush in and fix it, right, Capricorn? And that could have been you. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but more than likely it's like you had to lose something great to realize how much love you actually had for them. So obviously, Capricorn, if you're not missing an ex, this might not be your reading, but it may translate for you in other areas of your life, so just keep an open mind. Tell me a little bit more about this. This has reunion vibes all over it. You may be moving in together. Maybe collaborating businesses or joining businesses. This may come back around because there's something financially beneficial for both of you to be involved in together. So it could just be saving assets by moving in together, but I'm almost getting your guys' job or body of work, your line of work merges you guys together anyway. So it almost seems, I don't know why this is coming through, but there's some sort of like, well, it's inevitable, we're going to work together anyway. So and I don't mean to make that sound so like cut and dry. It seems very like, almost, platonic or robotic or like not sexual at all, or, romantic, however you want to say it. But the thing is, I think there is. Okay, so for a lot of my Capricorns, specifically my lady Capricorns, but again, it doesn't have to be gender specific, but I am getting a lot of kind of feminine energy. A lot of you made the choice to let something go, knowing that if you set this person free and more or less, they came back, I'm sort of getting if they came back a changed person. So a changed man, a changed woman, whatever, fill in the blank. For my Capricorn ladies, a lot of you had to make a head over heart decision and understand that by giving this person some distance and freedom and some time to kind of get their ducks in a row, I think you knew it's like you saw so much potential in them, but you understood there was a boundary of, not investing in someone because you like the idea of them, but actually the substance of what they have to offer. I'm getting, they did a lot right. They gave a lot, or they contributed a lot to your relationship at the time, but there was a key or crucial component missing. And so I don't know what that is. But ultimately, I sense that a lot of you are waiting, but I actually love this message because you're not waiting specifically and only for this person. Because your hands are very busy. You're recognizing the value of your life, whether this person is in it or without it. But I definitely get the idea that you still think about this person and kind of, if they were to come back into your life, I think you would gladly accept them with open arms. Again, if they've sort of, dare I say, fixed that part of themselves that it doesn't come off to me as a superficial quality, like, they needed to change, they were overweight, it could have been something like that, but more than likely it had something to do with much deeper. I think it had to do with their psychology, their thoughts, their possible instability if they were going through, a bout of depression. It was like, I love you, but like, you got to figure that out. I see you motivating them to go out and do that thing that they were scared to do. And I almost feel like there was a talk that you guys had before this ended where it was like, it's a very difficult conversation of, I want you to wait for me, but I know you can't wait for me. Like, there was a lot of like, I wish I could, but I can't, and this and that. But anyway, I'm rambling because I'm struggling to get the exact wording right. But I feel like you both always kind of hope this could come back together. But really, for most of you, it seems like it's out of your hands, Capricorn. I think it's up to your person to kind of step up and do the difficult internal work on themselves. But this feels like, this is really cute. It's almost like they see you as waiting for them at the end of the finish line. They have to run the race themselves. They ultimately have to do it because they love themselves and want to invest in their future. But it's like, oh, this is so cute. It's like, I'm getting a metaphor of somebody running a race and they see you at the end, like waving after they, what is that, like little, I never know what to call that because I'm not like an athlete. I'm not a runner, but when you run a race in that little strip and you burst through it and it hits your chest, it's like, yes, the finish line, but what is that little thing called? Anyway, it's like they see them bursting through that finish line and you being on the other end of it. Oh, Capricorn, it's really cute. That being said, you seem to be very busy, probably with work stuff or family, something of the sort. You are not, you're actively waiting. You're not passively waiting, just sitting on the couch hoping they call. That's not the vibe I get from this. It's like you're continuing to build upon the very solid foundation you already have. But it in a really similar way, it's like the key component or the missing component in your life might be having them as like your soulmate or your co-pilot. It's something you're very capable of standing on your own 2 feet, but it's almost like they would add that cherry on the top of the cake, or however you want to say it. That's really cute, Capricorn. Your Knight of Pentacles. So it might be another earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So yeah, this does indicate someone is building, very likely on a health issue. So I mean, everything comes through for a reason. I said, it's not something superficial like being overweight. It may not have been superficial, but it could have been that they were carrying extra weight around and it was very unhealthy, right? They could have gone through like a total transformation of their lifestyle in terms of being more active, being more healthy, whatever. I don't know what it is, maybe they got diagnosed with something like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. It seems like they're doing a lot of work on their body and it's been a heavy load to carry. Again, it could be some sort of like a mental strife, but they're doing it. They're in the thick of it. And give me more on this. I hope this is coming off in a way that doesn't sound like icky, but it's like you're the end goal. They're hoping to get to you, but it's almost like they know they have to earn you back or earn your love back or show you that they've truly changed, and that's what's taking the longest. That's where there is the delay. They might even be a little bit fearful that if they don't make it in time, that you'll move on and find someone else. But to be honest, I think this person will arrive just on time in terms of like, this feels divinely guided. It was always meant to be. Wheel of Fortune and Four of Wands. Yeah, this person's had a tough go at it, though, haven't they? And if this is you, Capricorn, feel free to reverse the roles. But yeah, this person has had an awakening where they've had to be really truthful and honest with themselves. And it's pushed them into warrior mode, to really fight for themselves, to fight for their life, maybe, right? If there was like a medical issue or something, they've really had to shape up and do a significant amount of work on themselves. And what is I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's very visible on the exterior how they've changed. It's also very evident that they've changed a lot on the inside too. And this, again, this is not in a superficial way. This is in a spiritual way. You might be dealing with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, it's like they want to come to you and profess their truth, or they want to communicate something important to you, and that they've always, it's like they appreciate your loyalty, because you may have been, I don't know if you guys have been keeping in touch a lot, but you may occasionally have reached out just to like wish them well or check in and make sure they're doing okay. Almost in a more mother type way. It doesn't seem like you were, you know, up at 2 a.m. like, hey, you up? Like, it didn't seem like that. It seemed like you understood it wasn't the time to try and build something with them, but you still maintained like a friendship or almost like an unspoken, like, if you need me, you know, let me know. Like something like that. Like, you know, you would come to this person's rescue if they needed you. And the thing is, you probably had to do that once before, especially if this person had addiction issues. But this time there was a pride factor, and they wanted to do it themselves for themselves, if that makes sense. It could have been with your Cancer, but yeah, they have something very important to show you. And it does have to do with the change and transformations that they've made in their life, Capricorn. This is really cute. The High Priestess is showing, so Cancerian, possibly Pisces energy. For me, it's a Cancerian card, but I know some readers read it differently, so. Yeah, they're approaching you. They're coming off the battlefield because they've won the war. The war within themselves. This person was definitely grappling with like some shadow side energetic type, even like almost clearing their karma in this lifetime. They've come through, and it's required a lot of strength on their end, but I think they're coming forward. So you may, and I don't know if this is all the same person, because you are starting to get sort of a collection of people here. Not a lot though, so I don't necessarily think it's like a third party, you know, all these people are here, and like you may be in the process of kind of putting yourself out there and dating and seeing, you know, if you get any bites on your line, so to say. But again, this feels like someone you always are kind of hoping that they come through, and in the end you'll end up together. This is one general reading, Capricorn. It won't be everyone's story. You really need to trust your intuition above anything I say and the tarot cards say, but this just feels like the way the cards and the stories are unfolding, that yeah, like you guys, there's so much pure good love and intentions between the two of you. It's like if this person can devote enough time to loving themselves and rebuilding their lifestyle in a healthier way, there's no reason why this couldn't get back together and you guys could be what you used to be, though I would even offer in a higher vibration. This feels like destiny. It's really cute. For major arcana, I have Leo and Cancer. It could be a cusper. And it doesn't have to be any of those signs. I have a little bit of Virgo here, possibly Sagittarius, Libra, any air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So, I mean, it goes to show there's a lot of signs showing up here. So it's kind of up to you to determine if this seems like you and your story and your person. But I feel like this is one for the history books. I feel like the bond that you guys have is very strong. So even if you decide to date around and maybe this person comes back and you are no longer single and you're not available, I would highly doubt that though, based on what the cards are showing me. But even if that's the case, I'm not going to deter you from putting yourself out there and again, actively pursuing things to build upon your own growth and your own life, spiritually, romantically, however you see fit. There may be a point where this person returns back to you and maybe you're not available. But again, with time, I think that you may end up realizing that they were the one that you kind of wanted the whole time. And again, certainly it doesn't have to be that sign, but you may end up dating a Cancer or a Leo in the interim while you're waiting on this person. Yeah, it's coming back around, Capricorn. This looks great. I'm actually really excited about that reading. Yeah, usually they're a lot more tricky than that. That just seems like, yep, hang in there. So like the tides are turning. Wheel of Fortune, first card out. This will end in a beneficial way for you. Again, you never have to take anyone back from your past, but as you can see in that reading, this isn't someone you have hate for at all. This is someone who, you know, you met at a time and it had to stop for some reason. In fact, Sagittarius had a similar reading, so you might be dealing with a Sag. Or you strongly resonate with that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's cute. It's really beautiful. Good luck with that, Capricorn. All right. Maybe that's your birthday gift. Your delayed birthday gift. All right, let's go backwards. We are on Virgo now. So what's up, Virgo? How are you guys? I hope this video finds you well. Let's talk about your love life. What is the most important thing for Virgo to know about their love life? I have a new deck. It's very like sticky and kind of, it's hard to bend, so bear with me. Virgo. Let's do my Virgo gang. My mutable earth signs. Those Virgos. Those sexy, hot Virgos. All right, tell me about Virgo's love life. Virgo, an emperor. All right, so possibly an Aries or a Leo. The emperor, I literally have emperor and sun. Isn't that the name of a movie? Emperor of the Sun. Six of Pentacles. So why do I feel like there's two fire signs involved here? So you may be between fire signs. May have been, I don't want to jump to third party stuff, but essentially you may have had choices. It doesn't necessarily mean you were cheating on one or vice versa. You may have been at a crossroads of needing to decide. Yeah, more than likely that's what's coming through here. Needing to decide between someone who has very strong fire in their chart. Technically both. I have really strong cards of Aries and Leo here. And it actually, okay, so here's what I think. This actually feels like they were in competition for your attention, especially the Aries. They were really kind of like peacocking and wanting you to see them. But there may have been something about you thought they were too cocky or too confident. I think you thought they were very magnetic and attractive, but there was also something where you weren't sure if it was real or a put on. Yeah, so there is a message here about limiting it down. What is whittling it down? Because there are multiple people here, and again, and it's not necessarily indicating cheating. This is just someone who's dating around, trying people on for size, seeing what they like, what they don't. I think you're at a crossroads. I'm hearing the word crux, though. The crux of it. I don't know why that word is coming up, but you're at a crossroads where I think you have at least two people, if not more, Virgo, my goodness, who want to move forward with you, but you can only have one. Good for you. I don't see you wanting to engage in third-party type stuff. That may have been a short-term thing that just happened circumstantially, but I think a lot of you are standing in your power and recognizing, like, no, I want one who wants one, right? You want exclusivity with one person. I do think there's a decision about, I keep kind of wanting to use the word superficiality. It's almost like unwrapping present, or I'm seeing gift wrap, where it's like the prettiest one doesn't always have the best package. Virgo. That became sexual. But that's not really what I meant. Again, the superficiality of what something looks like on the exterior doesn't always match what's on the interior. And I think initially you were attracted to one who was very beautiful, very pretty, very all put together, very handsome, whatever you want to say. But that's the one that you have more questions on. And it's not to say your other option isn't beautiful. They absolutely are. But I don't know. I'm just sort of being called to say at first glance, the one you immediately were headed towards, it's like the more you unwrap this person and dig deeper, I'm not at all saying they're a bad person. There was a little bit more fluff in their story versus what their authentic truth is, or maybe they start to reveal things from their past that they had kept hidden from you. And again, I'm not necessarily saying this person is all bad. In fact, I like that eventually they did open up to you, but it took them a long time. And so, maybe they were very self-conscious about sharing and being vulnerable with you. But I don't, and this isn't me saying it about your person, this is what the cards are showing me, you do have hesitation. So you may have learned something that gave you a little bit of like, oh, okay. So again, not necessarily a deal breaker, but food for thought in terms of, okay, well, do I really want to pick that one? Do I really want to invest more time in that one? You may be moving away from a fire sign, but the thing is, I see two fire signs coming up here. So obviously that won't be for everyone. Some of you may end up moving away from a fire sign. Most of you will definitely be moving away from options and making one decision. Because, there's multiple people here who are very fun and very charismatic. But maybe this is going to be a new step for you, and that you're actually going to go with someone who's a little bit more mature and knowing that you can probably tap into that fun side. Whereas working with someone who's maybe just all, life is a game and blah, blah, blah. It may be that when you actually dig deeper, you're like, but like, what is your goal in life? Like, what is it that you want to do? And I mean, knowing that you're Virgo, that's probably important, right? I mean, Earth signs tend to have their shit together, or at least have some sort of plan in place to kind of, you have goals in life, right? I'm not saying you need a 10-year plan, but generally speaking, Earth signs, you kind of like to have some solidarity, a solid foundation. It could be that this one who's super fun and energetic and, active and this and that, it's almost like when you're like, okay, cool, but like, what else? It's like, oh, that's all I got. And you're like, oh, like, that's what I mean. There's almost like a sobering effect of the deeper you go with someone, it's not a deal breaker, but you're very like, I don't know if that's actually who I see myself with now. So not the worst scenario to be in, right? Because I absolutely see that you have at least 2 options, if not 3, Virgo. And again, this won't be everybody's story, but just wait, because you will have options. That's what I see happening here. The Well is a very specific card in this deck. It's like the well of inspiration. Who inspires you to be the best version of yourself? And yes, the funnest, YOLO type vibes, right? Life is short, so enjoy it. But also, who aligns with your ultimate plan in life? What is it that you want to do? The Well also has to do with digging deeper, going down deeper and deeper into discovering this person and who they really are. That's what you're being asked to do when you make this decision, or when you have to whittle it down to certain people. Something about the brunette, so brown hair. I don't think they call guys brunettes, right? But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Something with brown hair. Chocolate brown. Makes me think of a chocolate Labrador. Maybe somebody has a dog. Let's see. What else can I tell Virgo about this? Yeah, you're having trouble detaching emotionally from one, but I think you know it's the right decision. Again, something about this may involve a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Cancer. You have a lot of major arcana coming up, which is great. It shows there's lots of people here, like arguably too many people, but it doesn't always tell me the most detailed storyline, so I can only tell you what I'm seeing. You have not been forgotten. The universe is watching over you as you make this important decision, but it's not only an important decision, it's an important transition. Transition, in changing your path in love and romance and what you're headed towards into the future. So you're absolutely right to be a little bit hesitant to make this decision, but it's about making a decision from like an informed place of empowerment, not making one out of fear, not immersing yourself long-term in this state of anxiety or anxiousness of, I have to choose, but I don't know, and I don't want to make the wrong decision. As long as you trust your gut, you will never make the wrong decision. Even if you choose one and 5 months later you decide, oh, I changed my mind, you're allowed to do that, Virgo. You're allowed to change your mind. Something about this feels very final, and I'm not sure if you necessarily know that yet, but that's a positive message. So it's not saying when you pick this person, you're going to have to be with them forever, and arguably, even if it involves marriage, right? You can change your mind. What I'm getting at in this message of this feels final in ways you don't even know is that when you make this choice of your person, there's a sense of relief because you continue to discover things about them it's almost like more positive affirmations that you made the quote right choice, or that by following your intuition, you were in fact correct and that this person has a lot to offer in the relationship. If you are completely single, you may have an Aquarius or a Scorpio coming into your life. Possibly one of those 2 signs that just got out of a major relationship themselves, and so this is a new chapter in their life. It's going to take some bravery and some courage. I do see you being a little bit fearful or nervous to make some sort of decision, but trust your gut. Trust your gut for sure. And ask for help from your spirit guides, right? Don't be afraid to meditate on it and ask for advice from, whatever you believe in, God, source, spirit around you. There's an Aquarius who looks over you. It could be a grandfather, a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle, a parent. There's an Aquarius who's watching over you, and they will help you to make an informed decision. They're not going to make the decision for you. But you already know this whole message is very repetitive, and that one has to end. You can't continue dating 2 people. I mean, you can. I'm never going to tell you can't, but you shouldn't, because I think if you have enough love and respect for this person that you would want to build a life with them exclusively. So let's switch decks. I'm not really getting too much. Yeah, this person is going to treat you like an empress. Treat you the way you should be treated. You guys are very likely going to build a family together. There may be something about triplets, 3 babies. I feel like I've told you that message before too. So that could be you, right? I mean, you could be watching this and be a triplet, but this may actually have to do with you building a family with this person. Yeah, I'm seeing three sisters. So if it's not triplets, it's three very powerful feminine energies are showing up here in your spread. So this could certainly be a same-sex couple in which you're deciding, right, between who you're going to go towards. A Scorpio female, possibly an Aquarius female. These could be spirit guides for all I know. Don't be afraid to seek counseling from those you trust, especially if you have a group of very good girlfriends or guy friends, but mostly kind of girlfriends. And I mean that in a platonic way, like your best buds, your tribe, your soul fam. People who you have a long history with, someone who you would trust with your life. You know, if they know you, they probably have a good pulse on, you know, I'm going to say your beautiful qualities as well as your qualities we're always kind of working on and trying to, what I'm getting is that they may have a higher perspective that could actually give you a sense of clarity about making this decision. So, you know, don't share your personal business with everyone. But again, if you have like a core group of friends or a best friend, don't be afraid to raise the topic of this dilemma with them. You may need to be vulnerable in that case and, you know, ask for advice or guidance where you see fit. It doesn't mean you have to follow it, but I do think there's a female in your life who is living and breathing here on the 3D that could offer you some very wise counseling about who they see a victory with you with, who they feel matches your energy best. Oh, 10 of Cups. This is cute. Possibly with a Scorpio. Yeah, okay, so some of you have 2 fire sign options and you're going to decline both of them, especially the Aries and the Leo. And again, this isn't everybody's story, but some of you have 2 options with fire signs and you're going to choose to move away from them both because you have this idea of it just doesn't feel quite right. And as much as I like them and they're good to me and vice versa, like I know I can do better, or it's not so much that I'm seeking something greater. I'm seeking something that feels more profound in love. You will find it. Absolutely. Again, Aquarius and Scorpio, there's possibly 10 of Cups energy there and children. I'm seeing either twins or triplets. And maybe the signs I'm naming will end up being, you know, your baby star sign in a sense or something like that. Children. Leo again. So you may be bookended with Leos. You may have a Leo of the past and one coming in the future. A lot of you, just building a family is on your mind, starting a family, children. You may just be at an age where it's like, all right, maybe I should start to settle down. And if you've been sort of a self-proclaimed bachelor or bachelorette lifestyle person, you might be like, all right, I think I actually want to establish something long-term now. If that's the case, it seems like you have the universe's blessing. This seems great. I don't know what else to say. I know I'm not really giving you many gems here, but yeah, you guys are closing out a cycle of, a lot of you are becoming mothers. A lot of family pregnancy type vibes. And it's romantic, it's sexy, it's fun, it's beautiful too, but you were quite literally, this is the same message over and over. You are at a crossroads between people and you have to emotionally detach from one. A lot of you, I feel like, are going to emotionally detach from an Aries. And I got nothing against my Aries. That message has come up a lot in this reading though. All the cards are facing away from my emperors and the emperors come up 2 or 3 times now. So again, not everybody's message, but for a lot of you. If it's not an Aries, it may have to do with leaving a job that's running you ragged or a job you just don't enjoy. It's too traditional. It's too stagnant. It's too stuck in the past. It's too controlling. It could have to do with an unhealthy relationship with your boss or even something maybe like daddy issues, whether you're male or female, something to do with a father, a very kind of domineering masculine figure. The Emperor by default is not a bad card, but in this kind of relationship spread, I think you're distancing yourself because you realize it's void of the emotion you want in a partnership. So that's why I'm using more kind of, dare I say, negative aspects to this Emperor. I do see you distancing yourself from that, right? And I mean, maybe you're going to have a beautiful Aries coming in, but the message still stands about an Aries of the past. I think you're moving away because it was too rigid. It was too suffocating. It wasn't fun. You're moving towards something much more fun. So again, possibly transitioning from an Aries to a Leo. And you're wrapping up your old cycle of the way you, I don't mean to offend, but it's like the love that you were accepting, it didn't match your vibration. You've done a lot of kind of spiritual, it's like you found yourself. You had to go on some sort of very like hermit, which is your card, kind of this individual journey of finding yourself and falling in love with yourself and your life. And you come out the other end, and I just think you have a new perspective, and you're less likely to take on partnership where you have to do all the work, where you have to carry all the burdens and all the bullshit. You reach deeper into yourself, the well. You found new inspiration for how you want to move forward in love. I see you going places with an Aquarius. In fact, you may be planning a wedding with an Aquarius. I'm seeing bridesmaids dresses. You may actually plan a wedding concurrently after you found out that you're pregnant. Is that what they call a shotgun wedding? Oh boy, Virgo. Yeah, you have mommy vibes all over this. So, all right, Virgo, that's kind of what I got for you. I hope that spoke to some of you out there. A really good reading. It seems like your biggest dilemma is making a choice, which you will do that. Empress keeps showing up too, so if it doesn't have to do with your mother, you definitely have like mother-father type symbolism in this too, so if it's not you, it could be a relationship with your parents. You may have had to energetically release one if, you either don't get along or maybe they've passed on, right? I don't predict death, but there's definitely kind of some symbolism with mother and father type energy here, so just something for you to consider. So Taurus and Libra are sometimes connected to the Empress. If not, it's really a planet card. It's a card of Venus, which is the planet of love. So not a terrible card to get in your love reading, right, Virgo? Okay. How perfect. It's time for Taurus, and he just happens to be showing up at the bottom of my deck, the Hierophant, which is Taurus's card. All right, so let's go ahead and recalibrate our energy. Let's tap into my Taurus gang out there. I just talked to my Taurus friend on the phone today. Someone I went to college with, and we've just been good friends for a while. Taurus, gotta love them. Good people, Tauruses. All right, so let's see. What can I tell Taurus about their love life? Let's connect with the Tauruses out there. The majority of the Tauruses watching this video here. What do they need to know about their love life? Let's get 3 cards on them and 3 cards on their person. Oof. All right. One more card. There's the Empress. So you may be dealing with a Virgo. You have a lot of similar cards that came up, and I gave them a good shuffle, so you might be dealing with a Virgo. So are you waiting for someone to tell you their final answer? It reminds me of Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. Is that your final answer? There's anxiety about judgment and fear, but that may be a totally different message, or something regarding a Scorpio. Okay, this feels like you, this is a very cool message. You said something and honored your truth, and I think it was scary to say it, or maybe it wasn't. You said or advocated something for yourself, I assume regarding your love life, your feelings for someone ever. I think you made your intentions known, like, I want to be with you, or I would like to ask you out, I want to date you, I want to marry you. It feels like a very big proposal, 9 of Cups, and it doesn't have to be marriage. This goes for my females, too. You may have expressed your love to someone, whether it was in person or via text. Something about that, it's like I'm starting hearing the word shame. It felt like there was a judgment being passed on you, maybe by your family, maybe by this person. And the thing is, you were in your right to do this. You honored your truth, and it looks like you did it with integrity. I don't see you pulling strings or being manipulative. You did something that, rightfully so, warrants a lot of pride and courage, and you did it. But a lot of my Tauruses are looking at something that happened. They're like, oh my God, how could I have done that? Because again, I think it comes from a place of either you didn't get the results you wanted, or you're terrified that your words are going to be misconstrued, or maybe someone quite literally said, I have to think about it, or let me get back to you. And in that period of wait, as confident as you were, all of a sudden it's like you're starting to sink the longer you wait on this message. And this could be someone you connected with on a dating app or something like that. It felt like you were very, I don't want to use the word confident, but more or less what you did required a lot of confidence. And I just wanted to be clear, from what I'm seeing in the cards, you did something pretty awesome. There's reason to pat yourself on the back. What's making me nervous, though, is that you completely kind of did a 180 from that initial, I love you, or I want to be with you. And now it's like there's this sinking fear in you. So let's look into this. So here's why this didn't land for a lot of you. It's not that this person isn't interested in you. It's that they are still healing from something that was very significant and took a toll on them. So they received your communication, and I think they are thinking about it. But in a way, I like this person's energy too, because they're not making a snap decision out of, I don't know, I heard the word paranoia. I don't know why that word came through, but they're not making a snap decision because they feel pressured to. If they said, I need to think about it, well, rightfully so, they do. And they don't want to rush into anything and make you a false promise and not follow through. Because this person is dealing with a significant loss in their life. It could be that they recently lost a family member or a pet. It could be that they're fresh out of a breakup. And even if they're the one who ended the relationship, they still feel some type of way about it. So in a way, it's almost like this person is not letting you into their energy because they're simply not ready. And that does happen. And so I think you're interpreting as, oh my God, they don't like me. Or if this was like a friend thing and you finally expressed, flirtation or admiration for them or whatever, you're like, oh my God, I ruined the friendship. This person's never going to speak to me again. Like, I really don't get that vibe. I think there is a sense of mystery of, well, why the delay, and why is it taking so long, and why don't they instantly know the way I knew I instantly wanted to be with them? All I can tell you is because they have stuff going on that you don't know about, and I don't even know all the details behind it, but their heart is still hurting from something. You're letting your emotions get the better of you. In fact, I'm almost getting, you're letting something play tricks on you. The longer you have to wait, and I'm not saying you have to wait on this person, but I almost feel silly telling you anything that contradicts that, because I can tell, like, this is your person. Like without a doubt, you're like, I want this one. So me being like, shop around, you don't have to, like, it seems... wouldn't be prudent. I'm hearing Dana Carvey. What president is he doing there? I forget. Anyway, it's like, I get it. You're like, well, this is my person. Like, are they or aren't they? So certainly, by all means, I never advocate putting your life on pause for someone, but it seems like you won't move on until you get an answer from this person. And so I don't know how long that's going to be. So the best advice or guidance I can give you regarding this very specific situation, which clearly won't be everyone's story, is... take a minute, ground yourself, do some crystal energy healing work, whatever it is you do, meditate, right? Get a good night's sleep. But ultimately, you need to not live in fantasy land. The thing is, I don't even want to call it that. Your imagination is running away from you, and it's jumping to the absolute worst conclusions, and you're beating yourself up about it. When I am here to tell you what you did was really cool. You did what a lot of people would never do, which is put themselves on the line. You were vulnerable. You spoke your truth. And now you're like, oh, should I not have done that? Don't even. Like, you did it. It's done. And no matter what result you get, no matter what answer back, you need to find a reason to give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, for most of you, this person is not seeing someone else. This person is alone on their own, focusing on themselves and their health and their healing, because they were not in a good place when you made this offer. I don't think them not being in a good place had anything to do with you, but I will say it maybe contributed to the amount of stress and burden and workload that they were already carrying. Like, maybe this person lost their job, or maybe this person's, whatever, maybe their brother passed away, God forbid, something like that. And then you're like, so like you interjected, and it took a lot for you to muster. But what I'm getting is, it was out of your control, the timing at which this landed in this person's lap, because you didn't know something else was going on. But the star says to me, by the way, you might be dealing with another Taurus, a Pisces, or an Aquarius. It doesn't have to be, but those cards are coming up. This says to me, though, they're not out dating and sleeping with everybody in their path. They're alone. For most of you, what I get, it's like they're figuring their life out. It's like they may have gone through a tower moment. That's really what I get from this, in which case the tower moment has already happened. This is like the star of healing. And again, I'm almost wanting to say this person recently lost a sibling or something very near and dear to them, something from their childhood. So it could have been an adult or a parent. This person may have even lost a spouse who from whom they were already divorced, but it may have come unexpectedly, and especially if they shared kids, if they shared custody, they may have become the full-time parent now. And I don't predict scary things like death on my channel ever. Like, I don't. So I just need you guys to hear that. But I will say, these things happen, right? And sometimes we're privy of knowing, on Facebook, someone posted that they lost their dad or this or that, That's kind of the vibe I get. So I just don't think this person is a state of mind where they're looking to date and be romanced and all that. And again, it has nothing to do with you. You don't need to beat yourself up over it or imagine the worst. there's a need to ground yourself and just look at the facts of, okay, something's going on and I don't know, but it doesn't change the way I feel. I did my thing. I put my heart out there. The rest is up to them in the universe. You kind of need to just whittle it down to those simple facts and not live in this, oh my God, well, what if they thought this? And maybe I should send a follow-up text to clarify. Did I say too much? Did I not say enough? Did I offend them? And, it's like your brain is just spinning, thinking of all the reasons why this person isn't coming in. I don't see any cards indicating third-party stuff. I don't see any cards indicating love or disinterest. I see cards of, oh my God, my world just crumbled and I'm just trying to maintain my body, my health right now. They have Four of Pentacles. Like, they have all that they can handle right now, so they're just not in a healthy place to be dating. Aquarius and Taurus are coming up really strong here. So let's take this a little bit further. And you can't rush somebody else's healing process, right? You know this. Oof. So I'm going to finish this one out, and then I'm going to do one more quick one for those who didn't resonate with this. So for Taurus possibly waiting on this person who clearly is going through their own kind of, I don't even know what to call it, crisis of faith, or it seems very deep. It seems like life-changing events occurred, and this person is just trying to keep it together. It seems like getting out of bed in the morning is a struggle for them. They are trying to take the proper steps to move away from whatever crumbled in their life, but they are struggling. They don't have room to date, and even if they did, they aren't in a place where they are able to give you a time and attention the way I think you would need. Something to do with a Capricorn, an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, a husband, a wife may have passed, or a parent may have passed. Ending of a job. Yeah, very likely there was an ending of a job and this person didn't have a lot of savings, and now maybe they had to move out of their apartment and maybe they had to move to a different city. There could have been a serious issue with a family member. When this person goes through the proper channels of healing, when they have time to, like, this person really needs to do like some yoga, some meditation, and like some connection to the divine and the spiritual realm, that would help to reset their body and give them a sense of peace of mind. That's what this person is going to be doing for the next, I have to be honest, Taurus, several months is what I'm seeing. This person is not looking to get hot and heavy. And even if they did, they would be rebounding. And then I think they would instantly regret it. Like, they would feel guilt and remorse for rushing into something with you, even though they very likely just are feeling numb and want to feel anything again, right? Just to be in the arms of anyone. I think they know better. I think that's their shadow side, that it's loving from a place of fear or lack. Giving this person time and space is the best thing that you can do for them. They're in hermit mode. They are not sleeping around. They are not seeing other people. They are not answering your text to be a jerk. They are going through it. And the thing is, I'm trying to get to a point where it tells me if they're going to at all break the ice with you. I don't see it happening instantaneously. Could it happen eventually? Sure, of course it could. This could be between you and a Virgo as well. There's tons of Taurus energy in here, so certainly this could be you and another Taurus. A lot of Virgo energy. Aquarius, Capricorn, Libra. I feel like universe is not guiding me to tell you when they're going to reach out, because I don't even think they know. I don't even think they've decided. Yeah, they're thinking on it, quite literally. Four of Swords. They're thinking about where they want to go or who they want to build with. And this could be an event so significant they literally had to uproot themselves and move back home with their parents who live across the country. And so it's almost like dating you. It just doesn't make sense in their life right now. Let's do it this way. Does this person like Taurus? Does this person love Taurus? Is there love in their heart for them? I'm being told to tell you, Taurus, don't take this personally. This is so much more complex than you're making it out to be, because you're making it about, oh, it's me and it's my fault and I didn't do something right. Universe is like, no, like, that's not it at all. I hate to be so like blunt, but it's like that's not at all what's going on. You don't get it. And quite frankly, neither do I, because it's a lot of scenarios of what this person is going through, but their distance from you has nothing to do with like a vendetta or a disgust or anything like that. It's not like that. You are beautiful. You are great just as you are. Okay, so the most connection you are going to do with this person for a while is chatting online, like via Facebook or Messenger, possibly text, like written words. So I don't know if you guys write each other letters or more so technology, right? Like sending each other long texts or possibly something, again, Messenger style. That's the most communication you're going to get from them for a while, but physically seeing them in person, again, I just have to be super real with you. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So after judgment, which is wrapping up a huge cycle in someone's life, right? From judgment, we go to the world. That's like the graduation of sorts, completing a chapter, ending it. It's a Saturn type energy, the world card is. So it's busting through obstacles and barriers, heartbreak, disappointments, things exiting our life that we were trying to hold on to. In a distant future, when this person actually tends to themselves and their life and their needs, they do want love and romance. So after judgment, and again, the world card, that's where we start seeing Two of Cups. But this person is like in the thick of it. Like they're a ways out from here. They just had their tower moment. So, if we're going with the tarot story, right? The Fool's Journey, they just had the tower. Like, so they're going through the star, then the moon, then the sun, then, then judgment and all that. So like, they're a ways away. Can you always keep a place in your heart for this person and maybe it comes around again? Sure, absolutely. I would not hold out for them. If anything, I think that's giving you more anxiety. But I think you need to look at this in a very black and white manner. You said something, you shared and expressed your feelings, they didn't respond. Okay, that's your truth. Assume it's a no, and if it comes back around again, then hey, that's fantastic. But you would be holding on to this for a long time, and I honestly don't think that's what the universe wants you to do right now. That's my best advice or guidance for you regarding this very specific situation. So let's go ahead and read for one more scenario for Taurus. For Taurus, let's do new cards. So I'll try to remember to timestamp this, like 45 minutes. Let's connect with a new group of Tauruses. The Hanged Man. So you are waiting on communication, possibly from someone who works in the medical field. You may actually be awaiting medical results. It could even be something like a pregnancy test or something like that. Yeah, it's like someone's keeping you hanging or keeping you in limbo because you're waiting for the communication to come back. It could also be a musician or someone, a conductor of some kind. So, I mean, I'm seeing a music conductor. That could be a metaphor, but someone who works in music or entertainment or like a music hall is what I'm actually seeing. Very formal instruments like violins. And so, okay, whatever, you're waiting for news back from someone who's an artist or an entertainer or something. This seems like it could be connected to our last message, but I'm not going to try for that. Let's just see where the cards go. It could be a Virgo or a Gemini or a Pisces. All right, so messages are coming through here. What are the messages relaying? They're very phallic. Yeah, this person wants to have sex with you, like 100%. Yeah, this feels very sexual. Could be a Capricorn. A Capricorn who's very convincing with their words. They're very, I don't think this is dangerous. I don't get that vibe, but they always get what they want. Like they somehow get their way. So if you're at all uncertain or questioning their motives, or I'm almost getting this idea of Taurus, in advance, like, all right, this is a first date. I'm not going to do, like you're setting your own rules. I'm not at all, trying to push this onto you. You're like, it's a first date. It's almost like I don't sleep with them until the third date or this or that. Like you're dealing with a Capricorn. I don't care what you say. You're going to sleep with them the first date. That's what I get. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying if you have a certain like moral compass or a certain set of standards you hold for yourself out of respect or whatever, make sure those are very firmly in place because you are dealing with someone who I think they do like you a lot. I don't know if they're looking for long term, but they are absolutely looking for nights of passion and romance, which, hey, that's cool. Who doesn't want that? I see them being a little bit, I don't want to say conniving. They're very convincing in their argument to the point where I don't know if it's a confidence thing or something about you may struggle to tell this person no, because I think you want to give in to your desires and impulses because they're there. They're mutually there. There's an interest here, right? I'm not saying someone is aggressively coming on to you and you're like, no, it's not that. There's a mutual, like, this comes together very quickly. A lot quicker than I think you're anticipating. So maybe the Hangman is you needing to decide how you want to proceed. Because, yeah, there could be a Capricorn, a Gemini, or a Virgo, possibly an Aquarius, sending you a lot of very sexually aggressive messages, in which case maybe you're not sure. But the thing is, I do see you wanting this to happen. This seems like kind of a wish fulfillment of yours. For some of you, I'm even getting a storyline of this is someone who you already tried to go out with once, or maybe you rejected them, or vice versa, they rejected you. This comes back around and you're just kind of like, I knew it would. So that's what I mean. There's kind of like some funny energy about like, both people in the scenario really like to be right. Both people in the scenario really like to be the leader or the initiator or something like that. I don't see anything bad here. I'm just being called to say this person is very convincing. So I don't know. I feel like you may have trouble deflecting their reasoning for why you should, you know, like sleep together on the first date or whatever. And I mean, that's no big deal to me. I don't care. Do what you want to do. But there's something that contradicts your initial impression of what you were going to do. It's an Ace of Pentacles, though, so there is something being offered. Okay, so here's the thing. I think this is a relationship that would be a lot of fun in the short term. I think the longer you engage with this person, there's a high probability, of course it's not for everyone, a high probability that this would be more burdensome, because I think this feeling, I'm almost getting like that honeymoon vibe. It's intoxicating and you want that to last forever. And just by default in relationships, you know, when you've been dating this person for 6 months, it might plateau a little bit. And I do see an element of you trying to fix it and will it to be forever in this honeymoon stage. And I feel like it's very unrealistic. And I think it will become burdensome in the long run, because some of you are wanting to lock it down with this person because it's like, you may have had like the best sex of your life, right? And all of a sudden you're like, this is my person. I can't imagine ever being with anyone else. Like, this checks all the boxes. And that's great. So by all means, you know, hang out with this person as long as you want. I don't get the idea that this person is looking to settle down. Like this feels very like bachelor style, self-proclaimed or self-professed bachelor for life. That's sort of the vibe I get from your person. It could be a female too. In fact, it very well could be a female. But I think the longer you engage that your emotions are going to grow, they will continue to meet up with you and see you, but they're more looking for like friends with benefits. So when you start fantasizing and talking about long-term dreams and wishes, I'm not saying you're going to scare this person away, because I don't think they're going to stop seeing you because of that. I think they'll be like, yeah, no, I don't want that, but do you want to keep hanging out? Like, and so I think you will struggle to be like, it's like not a moral dilemma, but do you understand what I'm saying? It's hard because you want this, but you're not going to get out of it what I think you want in the long term. So you can engage in it all you want, but I guess have realistic expectations of what you can expect from this person. So have a very real conversation with them earlier than later, so at least you know where they stand, because I think you equally think you're very convincing, and it's almost like, well, I'll win them over eventually. 10 of Wands says to me, ooh, that feels like a punch to the gut. So try as you might with all your charm and beauty, which you have very much of. I don't think this person is looking to settle down. So again, it's similar to your last message. Don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them and their life and what they can offer you at this point. I just hope that they don't make you false promises. That's my only hesitation with this. I think you guys are going to have great sex. That's really what I see here. This is what this feels like to me, and I hope I don't offend those who are very traditional in what they're looking for. This feels like a nice little in-betweener. That's how I would describe it. If you can keep a realistic perspective on what this is and what you're getting out of it and what you will get out of it in the future, which is minimal in terms of long-term relationships, I think this would offer you peace of mind. It would be a nice little outlet of fun and friendship and passion and sex and whatever you're looking for. Again, if you maintain a healthy attitude of what this is and not try and force your vision or fantasies onto what it could be, this is absolutely a great source of enjoyment. It's when you try and push it to be something it's not, that's where you get into trouble. So could you allow this to develop and see where it goes, and maybe organically this person actually does make you a very solid offer? Yeah, absolutely. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but you know, if you are in it and you're enjoying it and you're happy, then by all means have a field day with this. I do the towers at the bottom. I do maintain the fact this is a nice little in-betweener. This is like what is the term I used earlier? Rebound? It feels bigger than a rebound, because I don't think this is like a one-night stand or a one-time thing. This feels like a friends with benefits for a while, and then you're like, okay, but I actually want like a real person now, so I think you will probably be the one to end it. Unless, of course, you try and force this again to be something that it's not, in which case your person's going to be like, okay, bye. That's what I'm getting from this. So this is not a bad message at all, just realistic expectations so you can save yourself a lot of heartbreak. And quite frankly, Taurus, if you know that you are not kind of the hit it and quit it type, if you're looking for, long-term committed partnership, loyalty, exclusivity, that's probably not the message for you, but there's nothing wrong with saying dig deeper. Don't jump at the first thing that comes your way because it might be disappointing. If you dig deeper, the well of inspiration, right? Look for people with more depth, with more integrity, with more desire for love, then you'll find it. But you may have to search for it a little bit harder. It doesn't fall into your lap the way this one kind of does. Anyway. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next Wednesday for more Love Tarots. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Bye.